Hi everyone, I'm Ankush, and in this video, we are going to learn about how web works. It means you are watching this video on YouTube, how this thing is actually possible on web, on your mobile phone, on your desktop. So we'll go step by step, and I'll explain you how right from the moment when you write youtube.com and then you start watching this video, what is actually happening. So let's get started. So the first thing that happens is, for example, let's take an example of a book. Let's say there's a book and you want to read this book. So what will you do? You will go to library, and then in the library there are, let's say, 2000 books, and you don't know where exactly that book is. So what you will do? You will go to the librarian, and then you will ask it that where is exactly the book. I want this particular book, and let's say the name of the book is Atomic Habits. And you ask him that I need this book. Please give me the exact location of this book, where I can find this book. So he will tell you that maybe you should go to, let's say, floor number 2, uh, then go to, let's say, shack number 1 or maybe 5, and then you will find that book here. Fine. So this will be the address that he will give you, and then you will be able to find a book at that particular place. Now, you are watching this video, this is also a resource. Let's say you are on the page like youtube.com. Let's use white. So you are on the page youtube.com and slash this video link. So it says 1542ZKSH, whatever the link is, and then there's a protocol before it. Okay, so this is the link. This is also a resource like a book, which is available on www, which refers for World Wide Web. Okay, so whatever you are watching exactly on your screen is available on World Wide Web. Similarly, what you are watching, there are tons of resources available on this World Wide Web. So we have to make a request to let that World Wide Web know what exactly we want. So what we will do, let's say I want to watch this video. Let's say I want to go to, I want to check my resume. So what I will do, I'll go to yankush dot WTF, and then my resume, which is at resume.pdf. So this is the exact location where we will find my resume. Before it, there is a protocol. So HTTPS, we'll put that here. And yeah, this is the exact URL. Now, what exactly happens when you type this URL? Okay, so there is a resource like exact just like I have told you that there should be an address where this librarian should will tell you that you should go to this particular place. Exactly similar to this, you have a URL. URL simply stands for Uniform Resource Locator, which means that there are a tons of resources on the web. I want to locate a particular resource on that particular World Wide Web. That particular resource is found through URL. So how this URL works? Let's say your resource is available on a server. Okay, so your resource, this particular resource you are demanding for my resume, is available on this particular server, and this particular server is hosted in, let's say, North America. Fine. So this is hosted in North America, and this has its address. Just like the book has its address, like the shelf number or the floor number, it also has its address, which is the IP address. Okay, IP is Internet Protocol address, and this looks something like this: 172.112.112.55, something like this. This looks exactly like this. Now, what do I want you to remember this? Let's say there's a website which is youtube.com. Instead of writing youtube.com, you write this particular address. You want to visit whatsapp.com. So instead of visiting whatsapp.com, there is a similar URL, similar address, and you have to remember it. How does it sound? Pretty tough. You can't do it. I mean, you can, but how many websites you will remember by this IP address? So to resolve this, we have a thing called domain. Fine. Now the actual story starts. When you give me a URL, which basically contains of these following parts. First of all, it has a protocol which is HTTP or HTTPS. If it, I'll explain you everything in detail. Then it have a domain. After it also has path, and then it can also have queries, like queries separated by and. Fine. So first of all, what actually happens when you type https colon slash slash youtube.com, a request is made from a browser. So this is a browser, and you typed youtube.com here, or let's say ymgosh.wtf, you typed it here. What will happen? A request will go to your DNS. What is DNS? Domain name system. And what this domain name system will do, it will take whatever you have provided. Let's say you have provided me youtube.com. So youtube.com is something that you have given me. What it will do, it will check that is there any IP address available for this youtube.com. So it will check and return the IP address of this particular server which holds this resource. There are many servers which holds different resources. Some of them are in North America, some of them are in South Africa, but let's say youtube.com is being held by a resource which is available in South America. So it will provide the IP address of that particular server. Let's say it is dot 112.112.55. This is the exact location of that particular resource. Now what will happen? DNS will return it to your browser. Okay, now your browser have the IP address of the exact location where your resource is. So what it will do, it will make a request. Okay, it will make a request. The first thing comes here is HTTP or HTTPS, which is a protocol, and HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And with the help of this protocol, a request is made to your browser. Okay, sorry, to the server, which is available at this particular location. When this request is made, it contains a few things. For example, what's the method of the request? Is it get? I mean, I want to get something from the server, or is it post, which means I want to submit something to the server. It can have headers. Header simply means like it can contain information about your device, like what browser you are exactly using. It can contain information about what language preferences do you have. Do you want to use English or Hindi or whatever preferences? It can have this particular information. And then this request is made to that browser, sorry, to that server. And what exactly happens there at that server? This server basically locates to your requested resource. I requested for youtube.com. So it will search that does it have it? If it have it, what it will do, it will search for the HTML files, then the CSS files, then the JavaScript files, because ultimately what you're seeing on your screen is just a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It searches for all of these files and then it returns it as a response. Okay, so this HTTP protocol has two things. First of all is a request, and then second is a response. Fine. So request and response are the two parts of this HTTP request. Sorry, HTTP protocol. And then after it has searched it, it returns it. Where does it return? It returns it to the browser. This is your browser. Now, what will happen? This browser, first of all, will have a look at the resources. And then what it will do, it will generate a DOM, which is document object model. This DOM will be structured with the help of HTML. It will have the structure of the HTML which is provided there. Then it will, first of all, the first step is gathering the HTML. Second step is gathering the CSS and applying it. So we gather a CSS and apply it. Third thing is JS. So what does it do? It basically um starts executing the whatever JavaScript is there. I mean, if there is any piece of code of JavaScript which needs to be executed while loading the page. So it starts rendering all of these things, and after it has collected all of these things, it renders it. After it is rendered, you see your web page. So this is how exactly what is happening right from the beginning to the end. You go to your search bar, you hit youtube.com, a request goes to your DNS. This DNS resolves the address, what your domain. After it is resolved, it provides the address. A request, HTTP request is made to this particular address with this protocol HTTP request, which contains a domain. So with the help of domain, the server was, the IP was resolved with the help of path. Let's say the path was /about. So a resource will be allocated. It will go to this resource, and then it will search for /about path, like what is the resource available on /about path or /contact path. These all things are gathered there and then all returned to the browser, and then browser takes all of these things and renders them one by one. Fine. So yeah, this is all of it. I guess one thing is left, which is the structure of the URL. So structure looks like this. You have a protocol, then you have your domain which can contain your subdomains and all, plus a provider like .com, .in or whatever, plus your, it can also have subdomains. Okay. Next thing is it can have path, and the final is it can have query. Okay. So HTTPS or HTTP is your protocol separated by your domain. So domain is your, let's say, yt.com. So yt.com is a domain. Third is path. Let's say you want to go to @yankush, or I don't know what my yeah, it is Ankush57s. So Ankush UNESCO 57s. This is the place where you want to go. And then there is a query also, let's say, which is question mark, let's say auth. So if is the user signed in, we'll say yes. So auth equals to true, let's say. This is a query. So this is how your URL looks like, and this is how it gets resolved right from the beginning to the end. So this was the video which explains you how a web page works, like how this web actually works, right from the end starting where you type the URL to the point when you actually see the response. There's a video where I'll be talking about server side rendering and client side rendering, so that you can actually see how the basic information like what is the name, what is the location, all of these things are rendered on server as well as on your browser side. So I'll explain these things in another video. So yeah, this was about the video. Thank you.